to Couch Talk number 8.
Couch Talk number 8 with Coach Lucas right here, Reebok CrossFit YUL. We're going to talk about people that think that CrossFit is dangerous for them, and therefore they don't start it. They don't try CrossFit. They don't join a gym, and they never get in shape, or they think it's not for them.
Believe it or not, I once have a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, tell me that if you try CrossFit, you're not going to walk again in your life.
You're not going to walk
No,
again?
he said never try CrossFit again, you're not going to walk again in your life.
What sport does that guy play?
He does jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, the martial art.
So he must be fit.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's big.
Okay. So Brazilian jiu-jitsu to me is like it's a super sport.
It is. It's I actually practiced a long time ago, before I joined CrossFit. Now I can't afford both, but it's
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
It's a different kind of cardio and strength, because in CrossFit it's what we call a dead weight. The weight is not going to push back against you. In jiu-jitsu, something is pushing back against you. So the amount of pressure exercise on you is
Well, what
different.
do you mean? If I'm doing a push jerk, the bar is pushing against me, man.
But whenever you're pushing, it's always at the same weight. So when you push a 150-pound bar up, it's always going to stay 155-pound bar.
So the weight is not alive, like a human being trying.
Yeah, it's a human being pushing against you. It's going to reduce the weight and then push it back with a different strength that he has. And throughout the whole battle, because you have somebody on top of you, around you, and you try to push against somebody, your cardio breathing is different. So your strength is different. On the push jerk, you're always at the same static position, and you just push it up, and your core is there. Your breathing doesn't change.
Yeah, I got it.
So this is why.
But how is he not fit, your friend?
He's not fit because he does it maybe once or twice. He's not consistent.
What if he was consistent with jiu-jitsu? Would he be successful?
He probably would be successful, but not as much as I think he could be if he was more consistent in the areas of his life.
Such as nutrition, sleep. He
works at night, so he has a very, very messed up.
So that's a good example. What makes him think that if he CrossFit, he's not gonna walk again?
Ego. His ego, pure and simple. He doesn't understand. It's like he's afraid of something he doesn't understand. That's the way I see it.
True. We always say leave the ego outside the door, and CrossFit really requires that you don't come in with the ego, right? That you bring yourself to the lowest stage of your fitness, which is your true fitness, so that you learn everything from the ground up. You learn all the steps. But some people are just afraid of that, right? Yeah. Because it's like they thought they knew, and then all of a sudden, wow, oh my God. Yeah, and then they are exposed to the CrossFit Games and all these competitions.
That's what he keeps saying, because he sees me doing a lot of videos in different movements and complex movements. He goes like, "Oh, this is not good for your articulations. This is not good for your muscles." This is like, dude, those are functional movements. And then I have to show him that the exact same movement I'm doing on the bar, I can do it just with my arms without moving a heavy load. And then he goes like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." I'm like, dude, it's natural movements. Nothing I'm doing, it's different. It's just that I'm doing it with a different weight.
Most guys that don't know about CrossFit will think like that. Like, yeah, that's for sure. We've had here people, like here in this gym, coaches back in the day that did not get what CrossFit really was. And I've seen people do CrossFit because, wow, it's hot at the moment. Like, everybody does it, so I should do it. And then everybody needs to compete, and everybody needs to lift heavy weights. And at the time, they did not get that they had to move better and reinforce their core first. So now they're against CrossFit. And but really, what is CrossFit? Well, to me, it's a bunch of people with the same goal of getting fitter together, having fun, moving better, and getting healthier over time. It's nothing else. Whatever you do at CrossFit, if it brings you towards that goal, which is getting fitter, healthier, then you're CrossFitting. You know, there's no, like, it's funny because a lot of people say, oh man, I went to the gym and I did some CrossFit movements. What the hell is a CrossFit movement?
I know, right?
You know, I was like, what? Seriously? Like, a pull-up is not a CrossFit movement. A pull-up is pull yourself up. It's not invented by CrossFit.
Some gymnastics movements.
Yeah. The method of CrossFit is just like, you know, we measure, we observe, we repeat exercises, and we use movements that are big ranges of motion, and you know, that those are involving more than one joint, bigger muscle groups that challenges our core, stuff that we can totally transfer to everyday life, you know. That's what we do at CrossFit. But, you know, people may think, oh, I'm going to get hurt. Well, like you said, ego gets you hurt, and not being coachable. You know, obviously bad coaching. So that means bad coaching. I'm not sure it's like if it's bad coaching. I think it's coaches with more experience. You know, like we saw during the level 2, teaching, seeing, correcting. Well, a lot of coaches are not teaching.
A lot of coaches are not correcting either.
No, that's for sure. They see the movement and they see a mistake.
Yeah,
they're good at seeing. Like, oh my God, this is wrong. But they can't really correct and fix the problem. So, but that, you know, you build that through experience.
It's what they go with the relentless level 2. They keep saying relentless.
Yeah.
Is the same better or worse? If it's not better, then you're not correcting. If it's the same, do it again, correct it. If it's worse, go back to what was the simpler mistakes and then triage what was in the most needed changing.
Absolutely. And so to me, CrossFit does not hurt at all. At all. I mean, it will hurt just as much as any other sport or training method. It will hurt you more than if you just stay on your couch. But would you not want to take that risk if I told you that staying on your couch will kill you in the worst way ever? You know, chronic diseases and stuff.
Not only that, it's also the way you train, because when I used to train jiu-jitsu, I had more injuries than I had in the past 4 years that I've been doing CrossFit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. If you train too much and you don't focus on the nutrition part, the sleeping part, the rest part, yes, your body's going to get taxed and at one point it's going to get fragile.
Yeah.
So you got to pay attention to how you're training, when are you training, how many times you're training. Like, I had more broken bones in jiu-jitsu than I had in jiu-jitsu in CrossFit ever.
Yeah.
Like, I
well, because people compare sports with CrossFit. CrossFit is its own sport, that's for sure. We compete in CrossFit Games competition, local competition, sanctioned events right now. Okay, that's the sports side of CrossFit. But the method and the community, we're not doing a sport. We're training to potentially one day play a sport better.
Exactly.
I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he said, oh yeah, but you guys in CrossFit don't move laterally. Yet, you know, hockey players, football players, soccer players, they need to do that. And yes, it's true, we don't move laterally because we don't train soccer players, football players, and hockey players. We're training our general fitness. And I don't know, like, if you don't understand that you have to be able to squat properly to reinforce your knee before you do a change of direction, then you will for sure get hurt. You know, like, the change of direction is very important. And it's part of the skill training of, I would say, the sport. But don't skill train if you're not in general, like your general fitness is not already good. I mean, you know, it's like if your engine is not fixed in the car, don't try to race. You're going to lose the engine off, you know.
But you can say the same thing to a soccer coach. You guys don't train jerks. You guys don't train pull-ups. You guys don't train gymnastics.
Because they're specific.
Exactly. It's not for this sport. We try to prepare for the unpreparable and try to be as much abroad as we can in the sport.
Unknown and unknowable.
Exactly.
We're trying to better our life in general outside the gym. And like you said, it requires nutrition. Like, we have that pyramid. You know, nutrition is the first level. Fix what you eat.
Exactly.
Then we're going to check out how your heart and lungs are functioning. So your conditioning, your metabolic conditioning, that's what we call it, heart and lungs. They need to go well. Then after this, it's going to be gymnastics or body weight movements. If you can't master those, if you can't keep in control, don't carry a load. Weightlifting comes after, and that would be carrying a load, an outside load outside of our body. So it's not just a barbell, dumbbells, or kettlebells. It's also maybe a sandbag, groceries, shoveling snow in the winter. Could be that, you know. And then after that, it's sport that
Small
comes.
activities, yeah.
Yeah,
Small activities can make you
if
believe
people
that.
understand that pyramid, they will never ever get hurt in CrossFit. You know, it's like Greg Glassman actually had like a good saying. He was like, if you're always trying not to get hurt in CrossFit, you're not going to get fit. You sometimes have to take the risk of pushing at the highest intensity ever, obviously.
But I think that applies
Yeah.
to any sport. People just think that CrossFit it's dangerous because it's the new trend. It's like something that's been growing up so fast that it's calling everybody's attention. But if you think about it, at one point, UFC was the most dangerous sport out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like UFC is still considered a good sport. Yes, some people are against it, but it was at one point UFC the attention of everybody else. Now you find something that you don't have to punch people in the face and make fitter, and then you have injuries in all the sports. In soccer, running, it's very taxable on your knees, very taxable on your heels.
Well, any sport, any
yeah.
sport, not training methodology, but like sport, can injure you. Like you know, gymnastics is very dangerous.
It is.
Very dangerous. Yet the preparation in gymnastics is very interesting. That's healthy. You know, the prep in there, you know, reinforcing your core and the general preparation to do gymnastics is awesome. You know, like the shoulder mobility, hip mobility, reinforcement of your core. That's awesome. The preparation for soccer is amazing. It's amazing. The sport itself, well, you know, you're
The most popular sport in the world.
yeah, you're increasing the risk. At 30 years old, professional soccer player are they blow their knees. That's one of the biggest reason why they stop their career.
Some of them even before that, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds blowing their knees and not being able to make it to professionals because they went too hard
Yeah.
and too fast. It can happen the same thing in any sport.
So for the people that are like hesitant of starting CrossFit because they are afraid that they could get hurt, what would you say?
I say, give it a chance. Don't think that because people that you're seeing on TV are lifting heavy and they can do it or sometimes they get injured, that you're gonna get injured if you start small. Like our first and foremost learning tool is a PVC pipe.
Yeah. So you need to be moving
Exactly.
properly. So what you're saying is that people who've never done CrossFit should not be afraid simply because we are going to scale and adapt every exercise to what they can do, what you guys can do.
We have to be sure you can move properly before you move heavy.
That's it.
Yep.
That's for sure. Because, you know, we're going to teach you how to drive in the parking lot before we go on the highway.
Exactly.
Right. And now, what is cool about CrossFit is if you start and if you trust our process of coaching you, you will see that the results are phenomenal. You know, phenomenal.
I'm a very, very, very example of that.
Very good example. Yeah, it's true.
I was fat. I was really fat.
You lose weight, you get toned, you get fit, you get lean. Lean is, you know, nutrition is very important.
Yeah.
Right? So if you associate good sleep, good nutrition, and intense exercise, controlled and coached,
CrossFit is not dangerous.
yeah, it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
How fast can you get results in CrossFit?
As fast as a month and a half.
Yeah. A month and a half. How many times per week?
3 times a week, 3-4 times a week.
Yeah. Plus other activities, like, you know, go for a hike.
Yeah.
If you're a runner, keep on running. You know, like if you're a swimmer, keep on swimming. It's awesome. You'll see that everything's going to go well.
Now think about this. When we say changes, it's not changes in your physique. It's changes in the way you live. Because you're going to notice that when you climb up the stairs, you're not going to be heavy breathing at the top of it on the first month and a half. The physique's going to come after it with time and weeks and of preparation and nutrition. That's going to come. But you're going to see how you sleep better, how you communicate better, how you breathe better, how you feel better.
Absolutely.
That's the small changes in the beginning that people don't notice.
I had this example that I got from a good friend of mine, trainer in the United States named John Gilson. He said If I had a pill for $1,000, you take the pill, and for $1,000, it's $1,000 pill. And once you take it, you have all the results you want. Meaning, you get lean, you get fit, you get, mobile. Everything's getting better. You're losing weight. You're looking good naked. Every good results that you're looking for is in this pill. The pill is $1,000. Would you buy it?
Is it a permanent result?
Permanent result.
Permanent result.
Permanent. $1,000. Give you the pill. Boom. Instantly.
Yeah, I would buy.
$1,000, right? Such a pill doesn't exist.
No.
Such a pill does not exist. Guess what? For less than $1,000, we have the exact same results coming in 12 weeks, 3 months of CrossFit. There's ingredients to do, and it's hard training, about 3 to 5 times a week, being active, watching your nutrition, controlling your sleep and the way you rest. Very important to control that. Within 3 months, you get the exact same results that I just said with that pill. But the pill does not exist. Imagine.
Definitely.
And it's cheaper than $1,000.
Nothing is magical.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Lucas.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for
Coach
having
Lucas,
me.
guys, come check it out. Come check him out. He's at YUL. Coaches a few classes. That's it. And just come in.
Cool.